Hello, and welcome to Bearing in Mind Beer Reviews. Today we're going to return to Kanazawa to take a look at the third of the main beers that they make. This Kanazawa brewery, which is actually called Wakuwaku Tezukuri farm Kawakita. And the company makes a variety of beers. They have 8 beers listed on Rate Beer, but 23 on Untapped. I'm not sure how many of those are perhaps duplicates, but their 4 main beers are a pale ale and a koshihikari ale, which is made with koshihikari rice, and today's beer, which is called a dark ale, which is actually a stout. And they also make a Weizen. And in the last 2 videos, we looked at the pale ale and the koshihikari beer. And today we will take a look at this beer, which here, as it says, is dark ale. And that doesn't really make too much sense, of course, meaning a dark beer, which is an ale. It is technically classified as a stout. This brewery is located in Nomi, which is a suburb of Kanazawa. It's kind of between the main city of Kanazawa and the town of Komatsu, which is where the airport for Kanazawa is located. Kanazawa is on the Noto Peninsula, which is kind of sticks out into the Sea of Japan, and it is one of my favorite cities in Japan. I won't say place necessarily, but as far as cities go, it's a very pleasant one. It's often called Little Kyoto, which some other places may claim as well, but Kanazawa seems to have some of that sense about it here. And they have, for example, they have a number of tea districts where you can have tea and snack and little sweets and that sort of thing. And it was a kind of a rich area in the past in Japan. It is famous for growing rice and for gold, especially gold leaf work. The original rich family from that area is called the Maeda family, and apparently during the medieval or pre-modern Japanese period, they were the second richest after the Tokugawa leaders of Japan at that time. And the name of this beer is Kanazawa Hyakumangoku Dark Ale, and the Hyakuman Goku, break it in 2 parts. Hyakuman means 1,000,000, and Goku is referring to a measure of rice. And Hyakuman Goku would be the equivalent of 5 million bushels of rice. So in other words, it's kind of a measure of wealth. If you had Hyakumangoku, you were a wealthy person. And in Kanazawa, there are a number of other breweries. There's Kanazawa Brewery, which is not this one. This is Wakuwaku Tezukuri farm Kawakita, and they named this series of beers Kanazawa at the beginning of the name. There's also Kanazawa Lager, which is made by Nihon Kai Club, which is a completely different brewery, and a few other breweries, most notably Oriental Brewery, which started about 4 years ago or so. Wakuwaku has a brewery and a restaurant near in their premises, and also a store for agricultural products and, of course, beer. We've looked at the koshihikari rice ale and also the pale ale, and neither of them impressed terribly much, but we're going to take a look at this dark ale or stout. It's 5.5% beer with international bidding units 34. On Rate Beer, it has 13 ratings, an average rating of 3.3. 59 percentile out of 100 for all beers on Rate Beer, and 47% for its style, which is stout, simply stout. Shall we open this up and give it a go? Very nice cans, actually, I have to say. All three cans of these, the Koshihikari and the Pale Ale and this dark lager, very nice design, kind of like a kimono, sort of a very elaborate kimono sort of design. And these are what we would call souvenir beers, really. You'll find them in convenience stores, in Kanazawa, department stores, liquor stores, and they often, for example, I bought the 3 in a set, and they're designed for tourists, really. Let's open this up and see what we got here. Okay, so it's a fairly dark brown. I wouldn't say, not exactly pitch black, but dark brown, with a hefty couple of fingers of tan head, kind of spongy, thick head. Aroma. Definitely roast malt, some chocolate, dark bread, maybe a little prunes, just a hint of smoke perhaps. Flavor is very dark roast, very much dark roast, medium strength chocolate. A little bit of coffee. And a kind of dry, very gently bitter finish. Not a strong bitter finish, but a gentle bitter finish. Body's kind of thin, medium, maybe a little bit light for the style. Overall, this is very, very roasty. It's a very pleasant stout. Not sure if it's maybe on the edge of being a dry stout, something like a Guinness sort of thing, but it has a little bit more sweetness than that. Maybe a little bit more pruniness, a little bit more chocolate. I'm going to say this is easily the best beer that I've had from them out of those 3, for sure. So if you are in Kanazawa, or you happen to see this somewhere, you might give this one a try. The other 2, the Pale Ale and the Koshihikari, I don't recommend very highly, but this one is very, very drinkable, so not bad. Again, this is from Wakuwaku Tezukuri Farm Kawakita. It is Kanazawa Hyakumangoku Dark Ale, 5% beer, and a stout. So give this a go if you happen to see it. I think you might like this one. That's it for today. Thank you for listening, and please leave me a comment if you like, and subscribe to the channel. We'll be exploring a lot more beers, especially Japanese beers, and many that you might not find on YouTube elsewhere, for sure. Okay, that's it. Bye-bye.